Hey guys, Becky from Bex and Books here with my November wrap up. I couldn't remember what month we were up to, but yes, November wrap up, yay. I read about probably 6 or 7 books. I just wasn't really all there with reading this month. Last month, I was stressing over NaNoWriMo and life and everything like that, and everything just had to come all at once. So my reading kind of didn't go as well as I expected, but it was definitely, I guess, better than nothing. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up these books. So the first book I read in November is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. The second book, which is The Reptile Room, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. These books are absolutely adorable, yet very dark, and makes you think a lot about how come these situations are happening to these kids, but I guess that's what happens when you read them as an adult. I'm sure if kids read these, they think these people are heroes, and they can get out of pretty much anything and accomplish anything. So I guess it depends what mind age you are in, I guess you would call it, but these books are fantastic and I'm glad to be reading them. I can't wait to get the third one. I still haven't gotten it yet, but I'm hoping to read it in December. Who knows, we'll see. They're very short, easy books, but boom. The next one I read is Red River by Kelly Van Hull. This is the second book to the duology of 10 City. It was amazing. I gave it about 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing, but I still felt like they could have, I guess, given it a bit more actiony sort of thing. I felt like when they came to the conclusion of it all, it was good, but it had the potential to be so much better rather than, oh, boom, yeah, that's done, so we live to fight another day sort of thing. That's how it felt. Like, when I finished, I was like, wait, hang on a second, what? So, I mean, it had the potential, but it didn't. But I'm not disappointed I read them. I'm very happy that I read them, and I do recommend them to everybody. So, boom. The next book I read was a buddy read with Rocky over at Goodreads. We decided to pick this one up finally, and that's the Novella Fairest by Marissa Meyer. I don't even know why I checked the author then, because I know who it's by. Finally, we motivated each other to pick this one up, and since winter came out also in November, well, we decided to read this first, and I am glad I did. This book is pretty damn amazing. I was not disappointed with this novella. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was so intriguing to see how Levana was, how Queen Shannery was, and kind of what led to where they are now, and kind of gives you more of an insider view of them and psychologically, if you want to look at it that way, and also to see a young Celine and Winter in this novella. So it kind of gave you a bit more. So I do recommend reading this before you read Winter, because it sets you up nicely for Winter, I reckon. So 5 out of 5 stars. These are amazing, these books. Highly recommend. The next book I read was in audiobook, because I reread this series a million times, so I thought let's go a different path to kind of make my experience a lot better, and that is Tomorrow When the War Began by John Marston. This is an Australian book by an Australian author. I love these series to death. I've read them, like I said, a million times. It's about Australian teenagers going into the bush to go camping, their last hurrah before year 12 starts for them, the last year of school. So they figured, hey, let's invite a whole bunch of girls and guys, about 7 I believe in total, to just go feral for like a week. And their country gets I guess, overrun by terrorist sort of people, I guess. You never really know what country it's from, which is a great kind of secret in a way. It's not having fingers at anyone in particular. It's saying it could happen to basically anyone that has a poorer kind of country, and here we are with massive lands with only like 3 people living on them. So it was very, very good, the audiobook. I loved the narrator. I can't even remember who the narrator was, but I definitely cannot wait to continue this series with the audiobooks. So 5 out of 5 stars as always. The next book I read was also a buddy read with my birdie, Carrie, over at A Novel Experience, and we have started our own little book club where we will choose a book and we will discuss it at the end of the month, and we've decided to name it A Novels and Experience, a bit of both of our names together, which is pretty handy dandy. And yeah, we did a discussion which I will link down below. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It was 2.5 hours. It's a spoiler discussion. It basically us dissecting it bit by bit from start to finish. We just had so much to talk about. Oh, I might as well tell you. It's You by Caroline Kepnes. Sorry, here I go again, like going a million miles an hour when I should have told you what the book actually is. This book was a 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. It's a thriller, psychological thriller style book where Joe, the main character, meets this girl in his bookshop, and he basically becomes obsessed by her, and he feels like that everything she's doing for him, and he starts stalking her and watching her house and everything, and they do go on a couple of dates sort of thing. It's better to go into this blind because you don't know what to expect. Then Joe, it's all through Joe's point of view, who is very different, unique guy, but you end up finding yourself kind of rooting for the wrong guy, I guess, in the right way. I don't know. It's crazy. You need to read it. It's fantastic. I would definitely love to reread it again real soon. So that's how much I loved it. And the last book I read for November was another reread. I know I've got like a million TBR books and I'm rereading books. Yeah. And that is Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. This is one of my favorite books from her. I love Sophie Kinsella. I'm starting to get into a chick lit mood lately, so I just had to pick it up and I breezed through it in like a day and a half, almost 2 days, whatever. I started listening to this via audiobook at audible.com. Unfortunately, this is the second time it's happened with the Sophie Kinsella book where they've said it's unabridged, which means it's the full book, but it's actually abridged. And it's starting to get really frustrating because lucky I'm like listening to these as a reread. Now I'm getting scared that if I do pick up a brand new book that I haven't read before and I listen to it via audiobook, I could be missing out on some vital information or just information that somehow feels missing to me. So I'm a bit unsure about that. So other than that, audible.com is pretty good. I just wish that they knew whether it's abridged or unabridged and don't say one when it's the other. But I ended up finishing this, reading it myself, and oh, I love this book. It is about a young woman named Emma, and she is so scared of planes and everything, and she's coming back from like a business meeting, her first little business meeting back home, and she thinks she's going to die because there's some incredibly bad turbulence, and she's been bumped up to business class, so she's, you know, thought she would be feeling more comfortable, but there's this business guy next to her, and she blabs all her secrets to this guy while she thinks she's going to die. And she thinks that's okay, this guy, I'll never see him again. And then he walks into her office Monday morning and it turns out he is the CEO or part owner of the business she works for. And some crazy fun times are obviously going to happen. So boom, this one I definitely highly recommend. It is such a quick, fast, breezy read. Jack is adorable, man. Oh, the way they write about him. I love her roommate. and I hate her other roommate, Jemima, and oh my god, her cousin Kerry. Just, if you've read her, you know what I mean. She's such a mole. Anyway, so also I had started a few books that I didn't manage to finish, but a couple of them were buddy reads, and another one is just a huge book that I'm slowly getting through to. I do enjoy it, but it's just not in the mood for historical fiction, and that is Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. I love her writing, and I love the story, and I love Jamie and Claire. It's just one of those books that you have to be like completely in the mood for, and it's just, I guess every time I pick it up or listen to it via audiobook, it's just, it can get very intimidating, but I plan to read at least a chapter a night, whatnot, every night for this month, just so I can get kind of a chunk through of it. This one is not a buddy read. This one I am reading out of pure love. I've also started Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've only gotten like probably like 61 pages into it. I've been so slumpy from this. I love it. I love the writing. I just haven't been, like I said, in the mood for it. I'm such a mood reader. I'm very versatile in my genres, but the science fiction-y kind of aspect hasn't been intriguing me enough because I'm just not in that mood, but I've got it there just so I can pick it up. And I have started Winter by Marissa Meyer. I keep checking the name. Why do I keep checking the name? So I'm buddy reading this, like I said, with Rocky. We read the novella Ferris together, so now we're reading this one, and oh my goodness, it is so amazing so far. We were meant to read up to a certain chapter, and then I kind of kept going, and then went a little bit past where we were meant to go, and then it was like, hang on a second, we're meant to read up to here, and it's just been crazy because it's been crazy good. But I'm about like over 100 pages into it, and we're going to continue on up to like 170. So I mean, this book is so amazing, and I know a lot of people have been like reading it too, and there's nothing like buddy reading a book with someone else, because there's just those moments where you stop and you just want to talk about what you just read about, and you can't if that person hasn't read a book before, but you're literally on the same page. Haha, puns. I love it. Anyway, so it is so great to discuss what we think and grr over like the characters that we dislike and get frustrated together, and then like fall in love with all the loveliness. And yeah, I'm just gonna stop patting the book now. But anyway, wow. I mean, it does look chunky, but I kind of look at it like it could be bigger, people, let's be honest. But these are the books I have read for November, as well as the books I have started. So obviously they're probably going to be on my TBR for December, because obviously I'm going to be reading it. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Please let me know down below if you've read any of these books and what you thought of those too. Please give this a thumbs up for reading, of course. Subscribe if you wish to subscribe, and yeah, any recommendations, let me know down below. Also, I will also leave my links down below if you wish to follow me on Goodreads, Instagram, or Twitter. Until next time, happy reading! Bye!